In this experiment, you're going to look at the response of a frame subjected to some applied loading. So what you have here is a portal frame which is fixed here and here at the bases, and this frame is subjected to first vertical loading and then horizontal loading, and then a combination of vertical and horizontal loading. For any applied loading, you are to measure the strains at these 4 locations. From the values of strains, you can infer the stresses on the surface of these members using the modulus of elasticity. Once you have the stresses, you can infer the bending moments by looking at the moment of inertia of these members and the stresses. So that would give you the so-called measured moments for any applied loading. You would have to compare these measured quantities with values of moments from analysis. For analysis, you would idealize this frame as fixed at the bases with a point load applied at midspan and derive the equations for moments at these locations. Then you consider the same frame subjected to a horizontal load and derive the expressions for bending moment at these locations. For the case when the frame is subjected to both vertical and horizontal loading, you can use the principle of superposition to get the analytical values of the bending moment. So you have measured moments and the calculated values from analysis. You would compare these two for different values of load applied here, different values of load applied here, and different combinations of these loads.
This is rigid frame experiment. This is the rigid frame. Attached to the frame are strain gauges numbered 2 to 9. All data is sent to the data logger. We also have load cells and the load applying apparatus and 50 ohms on the data logger. They are connected to 0 and 1 on the data logger. The data from load cells are sent to 0 and 1. Strain gauge data are sent to 2 through 9. Load cells are set to full bridge mode, 4G and 350 ohms. Strain gauges are set to 2G dummy mode and 120 ohms. This knob can be set to 120 ohms or 350 ohms. This knob can be set to 4G or 2G dummy. This main knob can control the data input from 0 to 9. This is TC32K. Please turn it on. All the data is sent to the TC32K via Discord. To read the data for the test, view the TC32K monitor. Turn the main knob to 0 and 1 for data from the load cells. Use a metal ruler to measure the dimensions of each frame member. And measure the positions of strain gauges numbered 2 to 9. Make sure both load applying apparatus are both loose, which means they are unloaded. Set both load cells to 350 ohms and 4G. Their data can be read by turning the main knob to 0 and 1. Note the readings for both load cell at the start of experiment. Next, turn the main knob to 2. Set it to 120 ohms and 2G dummy. Note the readings of the strain gauges on the TC32K monitor by turning the main knob from 2 to 9. Next, turn the main knob to 0 and set to 4G and 350 ohms. Apply 5 kilograms of horizontal loading by turning the load apparatus slowly. Next, turn the main knob to 0 to find out if there are any changes to the vertical load cell P2. If there are changes, unload it to 0 by turning the load apparatus. Note the strain gauge readings by setting it to 120 ohms and 2G dummy. Turn the main knob from 2 to 9. Add another 5 kilograms of horizontal loading and make sure there are no changes on the vertical load cell P2 by setting to 350 ohms, 4G, and 0 to 1. Repeat the process of noting the readings of the strain gauges by setting it to 120 ohms, 2G dummy, and 2 to 9. Keep adding load till the total horizontal load is 20 kilograms. The vertical load is to remain at 0. When finished, unload the horizontal load cell. Note the readings of both load cells and all the strain gauges. Apply downward vertical load P2 of 5 kilograms by turning the load apparatus. Next, make sure the load cell P1 is at 0. Set it to 120 ohms, 2G dummy, and turn the main knob from 2 to 9 to find out the strain on the strain gauges. Add another 5 kilograms of vertical downward load. Repeat the same process of noting the readings from the strain gauges. Keep adding vertical load in increments of 5 kilograms till the total load is 20 kilograms. When completed, unload the vertical load. Make sure the horizontal load remains at 0. Note the strain from the strain gauges. Add 5 kilograms of horizontal and vertical load. Note the strain gauge readings by setting it to 120 ohms, 2G dummy, and turn the main knob from 2 to 9. Add another 5 kilograms of horizontal and vertical load. Note the strain gauge readings by setting it to 120 ohms, 2G dummy, and turn the main knob from 2 to 9. Add another 5 kilograms of horizontal and vertical load. Repeat the process. Finally, unload both horizontal and vertical load.